Hello folks, I'm back. Happy to be back, but then again, happy to be coming back from where I've been. Stop talking crap, Carl. This is the video diary for the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th of October, Friday through to Monday, and the reason it's a 4-day video diary is because I've been away filming. Now, it's been an exciting time actually, and a lot of what I'm going to be talking about, people that I've explained it to haven't believed any of it, but it's all true. I spent Friday preparing on going to London for the production Architecton, where I played a character known as Tom, and I decided on the Friday to try and immerse myself into the character, and basically that's what I did for well, a considerable amount of the time whilst I was wandering around London and on set. The trip to London on the Friday was really pleasant. I had prepared that day, and I felt one annoying thing on the trip to London was that when I was nicely sat down in my seat all the way to the back of the train, the guard came through, obviously had my card ready to make a payment, so I bought my ticket, and that was great. And then a few moments later he came back through the train and he didn't even bother selling any more tickets to anybody else on that train, and I was annoyed by this. I was one of the only people on that train to actually pay for a ticket, and seeing as I was probably one of the most least wealthy people on that train, I felt hard done by. I'm finding the train companies really bizarre in the way they sell their tickets. Most people travel to London without paying for tickets, and I don't see why I should pay for a ticket if very few people actually end up paying for one. But even though I felt hard done by at the time, it was a valuable return ticket because I obviously used it to go around the tube around London, and at the end of the day it was worthwhile for me. But if you're going from Cardiff all the way through to Paddington, most people not paying for tickets, it's a free journey, folks, because First Great Western can't be bothered to sell you tickets, so why should you bother buying a ticket when you go to the stations? Anyway, that's life. But I do pay for tickets, folks. Unfortunately, stupid me. Very stupid me. Wasting money. Anyway, I decided it was rather late travelling to London. I messed up my accommodation, so I decided to go directly to location and to try and find a park bench, yes, to sleep on near the location. It was a fairly mild evening, and that's what I did. But I found the location, and on wandering through London then to find a park to sleep in, I had 4 little adventures, and obviously in the park while I slept. So on going down the road, and I'm not going to say which part of London I was at, because people might go out and experience the same thing I did. But anyway, wandering down the street, this is no word of a lie, it's 2 in the morning, and London is full of buses, full of people. 2 in the morning. Now, in my local area of Barry and Cardiff, you do not see buses with people on after 11 o'clock. The train service stops in my local area and Cardiff roughly about between 11 o'clock and 12. There are no more train services. The train service completely stops. Cardiff Central Station closes down, and in London, train stations still open at 2 in the morning, plus some parts of the tube network are still operational. And in South Wales, we're all fast asleep because we're so backwards and so much part of a sort of a countrified society, and seeing buses at 2 in the morning operational, still packed full of people, picking people up, going from one location to another. In South Wales, you can't get a bus after 11 o'clock from Cardiff. It's ridiculous. It's no comparison. No wonder we're so backwards in a backwater of Britain in Wales. But anyway, there was this point is there was this guy sitting at a bus stop in London, and he had a Bob Marley trousers on, Bob Marley sort of top, and I started talking to him about Bob Marley at this time in the morning. Very mild, wonderful conversation, and then he simply hopped on a bus and went, which was packed, and I'm thinking, bizarre. Anyway, and then I'm wandering down the road, and I decided to turn back and think, well, I'll go and sleep in that park that I passed a little while ago. So that's what I was about to do. And then suddenly I was by these block of really plush flats on the right. And then suddenly, jumping over this wall, was this woman talking in a foreign accent. She turned out to be French, and she said, "Oh, hello," in a French accent. Bonjour, look at your camera. That was really bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, she said, "Can I look at your mobile phone?" Did I say camera? Well, anyway, can I look at your mobile phone? And I said, what do you want to look at my mobile phone for? She said, can I use Facebook on your mobile phone? And I'm thinking, there's something not quite right yet. So I looked around. There was nobody else around except this weird guy, one a bit further off in the distance, sort of wandering about, which was a bit weird in itself. Anyway, so I said, okay. I tapped in Facebook on the phone, and so I kept looking around just to see if she wanted to beat me up and grab my phone. Not that I wouldn't have minded being beaten up by a French woman, because she was very attractive. As long as I managed to get a kiss off her or something, I don't know. Anyway, mind you, she may have smelt the garlic. I don't know. I bet she smoked. So she was lighting up a fag with her mobile phone in her hand, which is a really basic one without internet reception. And so I typed in Facebook, and then I gave my phone to her while she gave her phone to me. Bad exchange. She typed in Facebook, and she said she wanted to communicate with a friend who she's come to meet at 2:30 in the morning. Turned out to be a boyfriend who's living in these block of flats, and she didn't have his phone number. So I said, go on, go ahead. And then she said, oh, he's sent his mobile number. So she tried to phone mobile number. She couldn't get through. And then she said, where are you going? And I said, oh, I'm trying to find somewhere to sleep in a park. And she said, oh, if I don't manage to find my friend, who turns out to be a bloke, then you can come home with me. Anyway. So I thought, oh god, this is too much. Anyway, she got a phone call off her boyfriend, started talking to her. She said, oh, I found my boyfriend, I'm going to have to leave you. So I ended up giving her a hug. Now this is 2:30 in the morning, I'm thinking this is odd. And then that's it. So, no, it's not it. As she goes off and disappears, these two women pass me. This highly attractive woman, she says, oh, hello, do you fancy a good time? And I'm thinking, does this involve somewhere to sleep? Obviously, thinking of my base needs, somewhere to sleep. She was obviously thinking something else. If I involved a cup of tea, maybe I'd have gone for it. And I said to her, well, I don't know if she was a prostitute. She may have just been a woman who fancied me, whatever, looking glasses and stuff. So I said, oh no, I'm in a bit of a rush and I've got to go somewhere. Oh, she said, oh, that's a shame. And she started wandering off. And I said, oh, have a nice night. She said, have a nice night. I said, you be safe. She said, you be safe as well. And she went off, and that was it. And I thought, oh my god, what's wrong with me? Oh god, everything's falling apart. Yeah. Anyway, so I said, anyway, that was it. I don't know what happened then. This thing fell down, and well, the life is bizarre. Anyway, if you're watching my video diaries for the first time, then this is a really long one, so I thought I'd warn you all. And then I went into the park. Now, so there was these railings with sharp spikes on, so I jumped over the railings. Clear park, nice clean park, little pocket park, and there was this bit of a wall, so I put my coat down on the floor, and I had like this rain cover thing, and I had my bag, So I had my bag in front of me, so I decided to get some sleep. And then, this is really bizarre, suddenly I woke up to a fox in my face. No, it wasn't a big cat, and there's a little video image of the fox coming up. Right, that's one video image of the fox, and she looked at me and I looked at her. I thought, this is a dream, and it wasn't, it was real. And then she sort of went off, and I thought, this is strange, so I'll leave her be, and I did. So I closed my eyes again, and as I closed my eyes again, she came back, and I had a little bit of a shirt on me. She grabbed my shirt, because it had been in my bag, and I think it had been mixed up with some Welsh cakes. She dragged my shirt away. So I jumped up and I said, look, little fox, you are beautiful, but can I have my shirt back? I need it, please. So we're having this little bit of a sort of Mexico standoff without the guns and without any hats. Forget it. Anyway, another little video of the fox. Did you like that? Good. So I got my shirt back, and we had this little bit of a standoff, and oh, she was the most beautiful fox in the whole wide world. I wanted to marry her. No, it was a real fox, real sort of four-legged fox, as you can see. And we had this little stare-off thing, and I only had a banana with me because I'd already eaten my Welsh cakes, and she was hungry, but she was the most beautiful thing, one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. Beautiful fox. And so she went off, and we sort of played looking at each other for a while and stuff, and she eventually left me. I didn't want to go back to sleep because I thought she was going to bite me, but I don't think she would have. I think we had a bit of mutual respect. It was a moment. Beautiful bird. Bird? Fox. Beautiful female fox thingy. Beautiful. And that was basically that. And I'm looking up at my board now because I got everything written, cues for my little video log today. And then what I did, I went back to sleep, and then I woke up about 6, and I managed to get to set. So I got to set location, and there's these beautiful sort of studios, little small studios. And I went upstairs, said hello to the director, and she said, hello, Carl. And I said, no, I'm Tom. I'm in character. Method acting, it's called. And I didn't say that to her because she's a director. No, I meant that. Oh, forget it. Anyway, I said hello to Natasha. So I went upstairs and I said hello to a few people, went to the green room. And I got to be honest with you, the film, Architecton, short film, Architecton, had a really good budget. Everybody was really highly motivated. Excellent crew. I was one of 6 actors. All my actor friends there. All the crew were all so professional. I've got to be honest with you, it's one of the top 3 productions with professionalism and effort that I've ever been involved in. It was absolutely brilliant. And one of the things, as I noticed with the filming on, now this is Saturday, was that it was a long day on this day, long day on the next day, long day on the 3rd day. And the reason why it was a long day is most of us kept away from using our Facebooks, our technology, our mobile phones. Occasionally looked to see if I had a text, or if there was, you know, obviously I used it to keep an eye when I was away from set about updates and stuff. But it was so long, it was absolutely beautiful. I went into the area where they made up as an architect's office, because I was playing an architect called Tom, as I've said. And it was brilliant. Really thought that was great. And I did my little parts in the day, highly motivated, getting into character. And there was no competition between the artists, us actors, and there was no real competition. We all seemed to have mutual respect for the film, for the production, and I actually thought later on the way back, on the Monday and Tuesday morning, maybe it was just luck that the director managed to get the best actors that were around for this production. Maybe it was luck that she managed to get the best crew. Maybe it was luck that she managed to get the best motivation. And then I started to realise this is not luck. This is actually somebody who's studied and been to university and understood the film industry and put in her time and worked and worked. It was not luck. Natasha pulled it all together because she was skilled to do that. She had the best producer that she could have had, the best scene, the best equipment, the best ability, the best vision, the best script. So when you put that together, that's not luck at all. That's just fantastic use of her skills, and she has to be really proud of that. And I remember hearing people congratulating her, as I did. But we were all part of a team, a unit, and she managed to produce that. And if she can pull that off with a massive Hollywood movie, then with a huge budget, because this had a budget, with a huge budget, you know, Hollywood budget, then, well, she's going places now, but she'll be going even bigger places, and we need more female directors as well. So that's that. This is not creeping in any way. This is what I feel. Anyway, then getting back then, in saying goodbye to everyone that day, long day, went to my accommodation. And one weird thing about my accommodation was that as soon as I wandered in the door, there was this guy arguing. It was, wait for it, mixed accommodation in mixed rooms. So there was 3 bunk beds, lower, middle, upper, and there would be a bloke, a woman, a bloke, or 2 women and a bloke. And I was just thinking, this is like in a mixed dorm. But going into the room, interesting thing about the room was that it was clean and tidy and fair enough, showers and toilets and stuff. But one thing I would say is that going into the accommodation, I signed a little piece of paper to say I was staying there for 2 nights. And then there was a bit of a fight between, a bit of an argument between one of the people staying there and one of the members of staff. And then they ended up throwing this guy out after a bit of kerfuffle. Ended up getting the police, and I thought, my God, I'm staying here in mixed dorms with a lunatic like this. Anyway, they got rid of him, and they apologised. They said, this is not the type of thing that usually happens. And I was thinking, bizarre. Anyway, I slept there. The accommodation was fine. Tanner's Hill, southeast London, so that was good. Good tube link near New Cross, so that was great. And then next day I went on to set of Architecton again, same locality, location 1 again. And on the second day, I was actually sketching something on this piece of paper, and the one of the women that was looking after us there as part of the crew, and her name will be mentioned in dispatches. Alex. She did I mention her name then? I must have. Anyway, from Romania. There you go. She I did this piece of artwork, and we ended up on the end of the day me signing it with her, a photograph alongside this really childlike piece of artwork. All I was doing was sketching. It was never filmed, but obviously tried to try and give some reality to being an architect. And then I signed that and gave that to her afterwards, so that was good. One thing I realised, I kept saying to people, just don't let me anywhere near chocolate, don't let me anywhere near chocolate. But this is the end of the second day, and I just thought I would have 3 chocolate hobnobs. And on the last piece of filming that day, I was just not focused, because I've had these chocolate biscuits, and all the other actors were saying, you know, Carl, come on, you can pull it together. And I'm not sure what's happened, but the chocolates had an effect on me. But I managed to pull it together, managed to pull it off, and I just felt really disappointed with my last performance that day. But everybody said it was okay, it was fine, so it was okay. but rule of thumb is anyone who knows me, never ever give me chocolate whatsoever. It has a really bad effect on my performance in acting. I know it has a bad effect with me with my teaching, but never give me chocolate. It's a shame to leave that locality, so I just said goodbye to everybody, seeing them the next day, and that was it. And one weird thing, had been a long day as well, and I'd spoken to Natasha, the director, as well that day in the green room for the actors, which I had to tidy up and reorganise because they're moving all the chairs and stuff from production in there, so I had to make sure it kept as a green room. And then on the way back, one interesting thing, which was one downside on the Sunday, was that on the tube on the way back, I don't know where it was, I don't know what bit of the tube, but you'll see two photographs. Okay, first photograph, and then the second photograph. And what do you all see that's odd about those two photographs? One part of the tube carriage is full of people from one ethnic background, and the other part of the carriage is full of people from another ethnic background. And I really believe that we were a cosmopolitan Britain. I really believe that there was no divide between white and black, and this purely proves it, that people are not as cosmopolitan in London as they should be. I despaired at this image. I don't know what you all think, but it'd be good to actually get an idea. And then getting to my accommodation that evening, something even more bizarre. There was a guy there who said that I'm not going to give his name out. He said that he had been staying there. He was avoiding the police in Switzerland because he had written a publication, and the police in Switzerland were after him, and that he was telling me all about this, and that he's a street peddler and nobody knows he's in London and he's anonymous. And I'm thinking, why are you telling me all this? And then he gave me a book and he said, oh, this is my book. And I said, this is my book. And his book was about a member of his family being killed and somebody else being, I don't know, whatever. That was really bizarre. So I just thought, well, is this true? And then he said, oh, if you can, because his book, he said his book, if you can, if I could republish his book, because I've got a publishing license, if you can republish his book, then he'll be very happy, and I need to do it using my money, and he would need the truth to get out there. And I'm thinking, you've already published a book. You've already published a book. Why do you need me to publish it? I thought, this is bizarre. And then he said, then the penny dropped. He said, then he's going to make a video and release it about his life. And then he's going to give it to David Icke. And I'm thinking, right, okay, I need to leave this one. Now, at that point, I had something to drink. And went to toilet. Went to toilet? What, did I actually say that? No, I went to have a shower. No, I didn't have a shower. I went to brush my teeth. What am I on about? Anyway, so that was it. And whether he was talking generally or not, I just thought this trip's bizarre. Mate, I believe him. Great, I do. But then again, should I? I don't know. Anyway, next day I was like, slightly late getting myself together because the accommodation it's very difficult to get up in the dark in a room of 20 odd people, I think. No, it's 12 people, and try and make as little noise as possible and get my bags and stuff together. That was the most awkward thing, in the dark. And then leave, so it was odd. Then moving to the tube to another location, a beautiful church in the centre of London near South Kensington. Filming in there was absolutely brilliant. Scenes were great. Again, the director got the best locality she could have possibly for Architect on. Can't really give much away of the plot, you know, just in case. I can't really tell you much more than that. I can't put any photographs of me actually on set, but I got a photograph of one of the characters, one of the artists, not in costume, so I can do that. His name's Paul. So that's that, and I've got some photographs of inside the church after everything's been taken out, so I can do that as well. So it's a brilliant bit of filming there, and some of the performances of the other actors were absolutely awesome. Well, the other five, and obviously I was good as well, I'm told. So. And I'm happy to have worked on this production very much, very, very happy. And then after this, we went to another locality, and the lift scene, image of lift, queue lift. Good. I've never been in one of these types of lifts before in my life. And one thing I couldn't get was that we were doing this lift scene over and over again. And suddenly, all other five actors started laughing, and I don't know why they're laughing. But I've obviously said something that's made them one of them laugh, and it was like, oh, we all tried to get ourselves out of that situation. And then I asked one of the actors, well, what are they laughing at? And the other actor said, I don't know, but I'm laughing, he said. And then the other actor said, well, I think they're I think one of them was laughing at something that I'd said, me. And I said, well, why did you laugh? He said, we laughed because everyone else laughed, because nobody else could work out why everyone was laughing, because one person was laughing at something. And I thought this was bizarre. Anyway, we managed to get ourselves together. I wasn't laughing, I was remaining completely professional. Anyway, so, and then that was it. So leaving that locality, saying goodbye to everybody. I'll probably never see most of these people again, but hopefully I'll see some of them, so that'd be great. And thumbs up for this production. One of the top 3 of all productions I've worked on. It ranks alongside all the efforts I've seen put into Da Vinci's Demons, for example. So you know that's quite well up there. And Natasha and obviously Max, assistant director, and everybody. Okay, there was about 25 people working as crew. About 30 probably altogether because of mixes over and stuff, and 6 actors. And then on the train on the way back, bit of a journey. I was just stopping at places, getting out. Spoke to my friend Mark, and I enjoyed that journey, the creative journey coming back on the tube. Loved that. And then finally, the big journey on the way back from Paddington. Got on my train. Train was basically empty, ghost train by the time we got into Cardiff, and got off the train. They closed down the station. Got there at just 3 o'clock-ish. They were closing down the station for an hour, so I had to go out. So I thought, oh, sod this, I'll walk back. Walked back, got all the way through to Dinas Powys. I thought I can't deal with another 3 miles walking. I was really tired. I wasn't safe on the road because it was an area where there was no footpath between Cardiff and Dinas Powys. So I decided to sleep in a train shelter for 40 minutes. Nobody was about. Got the train at 5:20. Got home. And when I got in the door, I had a cup of tea, and I felt still in character, but it was a wonderful experience. So, finally, an ending today. Thank you, everybody, for the production. Architecton, awesome production. And if it's anything like the vision, which I know it is, if it's anything like 1 or 2 of the images I've seen of the production, it will be festival film wise. It will definitely get awards. Looking forward to the screening if I'm available, and looking forward to seeing some of the other actors again. And overall, well done, Natasha, the director. And thank you very much, everybody, for watching this long video log. Thank you.